Well, last year, back in December, I ponied up and bought a Starlink kit, and it worked great. Until I noticed on my April bank statement that they did not take my direct pay for April. Excuse me, they did in April. They did January, February, March, April. Did not in April, or did April. Service worked great. Did not take it in May. And for whatever reason then, and I have no idea why, they shut my service off and you can't get in touch with them. I have tried. And so I'm moving on. And so today we went to US Cellular and picked up this. And I'm going to see if I can make this thing work. What fun that's going to be, huh? Well, that's interesting. According to them, I got to call somebody to set this up. That's not exactly what I was hoping for, but we'll see here. Okay, inside the big box, I got two smaller boxes. The plain brown box has a power supply. Looks like a Ethernet connection cable and a wrapped, and I'll bet this is the modem. Let me see what happens. Can I get that unwrapped without dropping it? Hey, I did. Okay. Okay, so I got two Ethernet connections. I would think there would be a power supply. Oh, there is. It's between the two. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. This is the inside router itself. This is not the radio wave deal. This is the this is not the phone line receiver. This is the network broadcaster inside. What do they call that? Router. Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, the other box inside the master box is the US Cellular. That's my wireless phone carrier. This is their radio receiver, and I believe this says it goes outside. There's a little deal right there that needs to be opened. They say the quickest way to get cut is to have a dull knife. I think we're going to try really hard not to do that. Okay, so with that open, this opens right up. And I get an outdoor receiver. Welcome guide, installation manual. What's under here? I'm not really sure yet. There is something in there. We'll figure it out here in a minute. Inside one of the boxes is this radio receiver. Wireless cellular receiver. Okay. And it's got a flat cable. I wonder if that's actually a quick connect or if that's something else. But anyway, that's to get you inside the house. What's the other end of this cable got? Yep, it's got an Ethernet cable. So that's going to plug into one end of the deal. So one of those is Ethernet in and the other one's Ethernet out, just in case you want to hardwire a computer to it, I would guess. But we'll see as we go. We'll keep going here. I have not gotten, this is that second box that I started with. I have not gotten it open yet. Let's see what we get. It opens on the end here. And we get compressed sponges. Looks like we got a little Allen wrench and some screws. Oh, that's a Phillips. It's a Phillips head on one end and an Allen wrench on the other. This is probably a mount for that radio receiver. Looks like it would be about the same size. And this is another power supply. Okay, let's see if we can figure all this out. Ooh, what else we got in here? We still got more stuff down there in the box. Let's dump that out, see what we got. We have got, okay, so there's where 5G modem only. This is probably some kind of a radio interference filter. Cellular. It's part of the receiver. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can find some instructions here as to, now that we get the parts open, let's see if we can find some instructions and figure out what we got. Okay, this is your outside base clamp. And you see it's got holes. And remember I showed you that package before that had the Phillips screwdriver and the 2 screws in it. That's what you would use those for, if you mount those. But it's also got stickies on it. And I'm going to glass mount this, at least for temporary. So we're going to take those off. Like so. And then, let's see if I can get this to stick. I'm going to put the router, the outside router into it. And it's got a window on this side, so you're going to want to make sure you get these indicators in line with that window. And then we're going to take this and we're going to go something like that. And yes, I did wipe that glass down with Windex. So that's what it's going to look like. So when you get it, the window lowered, you kind of get this configuration. And yes, that flat wire is small enough that it came through the seal on the bottom of the window just fine. And I got the window latched just fine. So we're headed the right direction. Next step in the system is to plug that outside receiver into this diffuser. I gotta see if I can figure out a way to hold, yeah, this black piece of tape here comes off. And that's the end you stick this end of the Ethernet cable into. That's the Ethernet cable from the radio receiver. So those will get plugged in. That's what it looks like with it plugged in. That's, like I said, that's just a simple Ethernet cable deal. Okay. Now then, the next thing, remember I showed you that little power supply? The little power supply. See if I can find that little power supply. I had it right. Oh, this is it right here. Yeah. Can't see it for having my hand on it. Okay, this little power supply gets plugged into, see, it's a round end into a round end into a receiver. That's a specific voltage. Okay, we're not going to plug that in yet. That will eventually have to be plugged in order for the router to work. Okay, now then, remember we talked about a router, and it also has a power supply. Okay, so that's the actual router. I'm not going to plug either one of those in yet. What I am going to do is I'm going to run the connecting cable. We'll connect the outside receiver through this power supply and connection box here. So this is just a simple push it until it clicks. There, it clicked. Now then, this does not specifically say there are two Ethernet sockets here. This does not specifically say which one of those to plug into. They're marked identically. I don't think it makes any difference. And I think what you can do here now is this should run the system, and the other one you should be able to hook an Ethernet line directly to a computer. I would imagine that's how that's done. Okay, now then, I think outside of plugging it in, I think the installation is basically done, but let me go back and read the instructions one more time. Hey, I'm actually going to read the instructions on something. Let me bring this back up here so you can see the two of them together, kind of, and go from there. Gravity going to take over? It probably will at some point. Yeah, I'm not doing a detailed and a neat installation here. I'm just doing a basic setup to see if I can get the thing to work. Let me read some instructions. Okay, I still haven't plugged anything in. And what the instructions tell me to do is to download an app for Eero, E-E-R-O. And this is what happens once you get it downloaded and this is installed. New to Eero? Yes, I am. I want to continue with the email or phone. I'm going to take this off the line, or off the view here. I'm just going to shut this down. Okay, I got my app set up, and what it's telling me to do is to get the thing set up exactly the way I've got it. And now to start plugging things in. I'm going to plug in this one first. And I'm going to plug in this one second. So this thing should begin to power up. Let's see if I can see any lights flashing any place. I love it. I had you put those things in the window, right? Well, I got my display flashers over there too close. Okay, is this thing doing anything? Yeah, it's pulsing, it's flashing. Okay, let's see what this thing's going to tell me to wait for a minute. The app had me allow the phone to talk to it through Bluetooth. And you see, maybe you can see over there, I can see from here, there's a little blue indicator there, the face of that. Once that went solid, that was what was flashing white when I first plugged it in. Once it got solid, the Bluetooth hooked right up, and it's now got me to the point where I'm ready to name my network, and give it a password. And I'm not sharing that, either one of those, on my dealie. Okay, I don't remember what all the app walked us through, but it walked us through seamlessly. I've got both my phones hooked up, and seems to be working. Now I got to start working on TVs and other computers, and there we go. Well, unless I have problems with something that I need to come back to, I think that's it for this video. I appreciate your interest, and if you know of anyone that would be willing to give me some money on my Starlink equipment, it's very lightly used. I just can't get it to run. Matter of fact, when I go through the app now, it tells me that it's already hooked to an account, and so I can't rehook it. And so I'm not exactly sure what it would take even to dump my, the information it's got. I don't know. Maybe somebody somehow hacked into it and cabbaged it. I will say that I think it's just the Starlink problem that they've done. But anyway, I'm beyond that now. I'm on US Cellular, and if I have as good a luck with it as what I've had with everything else US Cellular, I think I'm going to be very, very happy. So away we go. I'm going to end this one up because I think my puppy needs to go outside. I think you probably hear her in the background. We'll talk to you another time, probably tomorrow. Bye-bye.